Wife!
Do you know what we're doing today?
Well, today is not Sunday, but we are doing this on a Monday, which is Memorial Day weekend. So that means that today is kind of, sort of, still
Patreon.
That's right. And what are we Patreoning today?
Well, let me ask you a question first.
Okay.
Would you rather be alone in the woods with a man or a bear?
Well, I think that's an unfair question for me because I'm a man.
Still.
So, I mean, technically, I could be alone with myself. And I'd rather see me than a bear, but I know that that's not the point of the question. So I think that this is a better question for you.
I would always choose the bear.
Fair enough.
For more than one reason,
right, yeah.
Some of which don't even pertain to what this debate is about. But I thought that's what we would discuss today. Sexism in general and in the atheist community in particular.
Okay. All right. So I guess we're going to be doing the bear versus man discussion then.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do this.
Okie dokie. Okay. So we are going to talk about the man or bear question.
Okay.
And before we do that, I'd like to kind of address your reticence to even respond to it in the intro.
Yeah.
And you kind of looked at me like I was cuckoo. And I wanted to explain that a lot of men even have responded, not just women, that they would prefer the bear over the man.
Got it.
Some of the reasoning is because a bear attacking you in the woods is just doing what an animal does. There's no malice. It's just nature.
Sure.
A man can do any number of things that are not just rapey. They can keep you alive and torture you for ages. And that's why a lot of people would choose the bear. Like, you may die under most circumstances, but one lacks malice or recording it for others to laugh at, or, what were you wearing when you were being attacked by the bear kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Okay. All right.
It's the acknowledgement that man can be so much worse than the bear.
I don't disagree with that. I mean, it's nature versus malice, right? Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, that's the ultimately that's the argument.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I think that ultimately women have a lot more reason to not want to be alone with a man in the woods than a man would have to be.
Sure.
So, while I agree with you on intent and malice and things like that, I think that someone who could be dangerous to another human being that is a woman in the woods wouldn't necessarily be the same danger to a man in the same scenario. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, definitely. I just wanted to put out there that you felt like it wasn't necessarily a fair question to ask you,
right,
given that, like, you are a man.
Sure.
And I just wanted to put out there that it is a fair question to ask of any gender, because it is, the question in itself is a thought exercise on cruelty of man.
Right. I understand that.
That actually opens the door into what even are we talking about, right?
Yeah.
So there was a TikTok video that surfaced wherein a man asked 8 women, if you were alone in a forest, would you prefer to be alone with a man or a bear?
Sure.
And 7 of the 8, without even stopping to think about it, chose the bear.
Right.
And that should have been the end of it. That should have been yep, that makes sense. That tracks, right? But instead, it blew up into this whole, like, debate, and they took the thought exercise and turned it into this legitimate, it depends on this forest, and it depends on the type of bear. And,
right.
Statistically, blah, blah, blah. The man who is like, well, actually.
Right.
And so that kind of gets even further to the point of, yep, and that's why I'd still rather choose the bear.
Yeah.
Like, instead of, like, explaining why my choice was stupid, you're actually proving that I made the right choice.
Right, right.
So this gets into like mansplaining and men being indignant and just offended and how dare and not all men but women are hateful too, and
sure,
bears are way more likely. Oh no, what happened?
Well, this is a special Patreon episode actually, which means that they need to go to Patreon and subscribe as a patron in order to listen to it.
Okay, well, I guess that we are going to go do that now.
Yeah, just head over to patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse, become a member for as low as $2 a month, and you'll have access to all these special things and goodies too. So, go do that.
So this was just a teaser.
Yeah, teaser.
Okay, just
Bye.
checking.
Oh,
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.